deportistas.
En Antioquia todos conocen las inversiones en el campo de la industria, en el campo de la ganadería y en el campo de la construcción.
I thought my father was a successful businessman, but it turns out that he was a British MI6 secret agent.
Nunca ha tenido vinculación con el narcotráfico.
Siempre he asegurado que mi dinero no tiene vínculos con él.
And on top of that, if you think that's amazing, it turns out I was adopted and my real father was the world's most notorious drug lord. A British Secret Service agent operating undercover by orders from the British government. It's just amazing stuff. Wow. We haven't even started.
The story that we're going to show next is going to be fascinating.
Roberto Sandoya Escobar.
Philip Whitcomb, all
It's quite something. It's about a boy whose life was turned upside down when he discovered that his true identity.
Roberto Sandoya Escobar, raised as Philip Whitcomb, joins me now from Mallorca.
Was most notorious, infamous drug lord. In a new book, however, his firstborn son tells his own story. Roberto Sandoya Escobar was rescued as a baby following a shootout in which his mother died.
Philip Whitcomb always knew he was adopted, but it wasn't until he was in his 20s that he discovered the shocking identity of his biological father.
How did you find out, and what was that moment like when you were told who your birth father was?
Well, we're joined now by Pablo Escobar's son Roberto Sandoya Escobar, live from your home in Mallorca. Good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm sure right now a few of the audience that are watching are wondering how the hell does Pablo Escobar's son have this thick English accent?
My father was my adopted father, Pat Whitcomb from Hull, and a very secretive man working for the security service, but really loving, and I actually loved him.
And these hoodlums come out of his house and there's a big gunfight. Two of the guys escape. One of them is a 16-year-old Pablo Escobar Gaviria, a gangster. These two...
I had my two personal guards, Baron Diego and Martinez, that were with me all the time.
So then what happens next, right, is that the armoured cars are working, and this gang decide to rob an armoured car. The gang hides this money in a house in a village. The intelligence gets out that the money's there, so they launch a special mission to retrieve the money.
It is just an unbelievably extraordinary story that's your real life. You're there, young lads, living with mum and dad. I mean, it's a big thing for people to take on that they're adopted. To then...
Because things were happening during your childhood as well. You know, there were several kidnap attempts. And your life wasn't, even though you were adopted and taken away from that, your life was very impacted by the shadow of Escobar.
Roberto, your adoptive father gave you a note on his deathbed that points to where Pablo's missing millions might be hidden. Tell us about that. It was a particular code that he gave you.
Probably what he would have done. I would imagine it's close to $1 billion worth of bullion and barra bonds and that sort of thing. And it's in 5 different locations in the world, and I haven't quite been able to work out that yet. So I put the codes in the book and, let the world discover it. I don't want the money. Go and find it and put it to good use, guys.
So there's a treasure hunt in the book.
Absolutely incredible. Just one final thought. I know you as an artist, you're known as Philip Whitcomb. Which name do you prefer to go by? One that tells the story of your life, or that?
Yes, I've got. It's basically I've got two lives and 2 names. It's not a problem. I've been called a lot worse than Philip Whitcomb in my time.
Well, we very much appreciate you joining us today with your story. Thanks ever so much. Thanks a lot.